Appreciate the retweets. I appreciate the retweets I'm getting. I appreciate the views I'm getting here. Doing the best I can. I know I'm an amateur, but all right, let's get back to the radar here. Um, let's see. We were looking over harvest. Still looks pretty strong over harvest, and can't rule out some damaging wind gusts there as well. As far as the severe weather threat, it looks like it'll cross into central Alabama, probably by 11:30, roughly 11:30, and the threat looks to be over for southern Middle Tennessee. That severe storm has moved out of Lincoln County. Huntsville should cancel that one and let it go for Madison County. Although if you know Huntsville, you know they don't trim their polygons too often. Now looking over northwest Alabama and extreme, not extreme, western Tennessee. That's still a strong storm. They let it expire. That's still a strong storm. Huntsville let that one expire. And we're switching back to high top here. We're going back to northeast Alabama. Heavy rain is about to. Okay. As I expected, they have canceled the warning for Lincoln County and let it continue for Madison County.
10:30 p.m. A severe weather statement has been issued for Madison County expiring at 10:30 p.m.
All right. Heavy winds and hang on, radar just crashed. We'll get that back up. All right. We got 9 more minutes on that severe storm, moving through the heart of Madison County, and my goodness, it is a complete wreck here right now. I'm gonna take a quick look outside. Take a quick look outside. Take a quick look outside. And I apologize for stepping away. I gotta keep. It's right over us. We're getting nailed here. All right, and north of Huntsville over Normal and Moores Mill and probably Monrovia, those areas are likely to have some flooding issues. Um, Also along Paint Rock and Woodville, the Paint Rock River is already. It's jeez. I just got a little shiver from that one. That lightning strike was very, very close. All right. All right, we have new development over Morgan City in Morgan County. Actually, let's make sure I got that county right. Yeah, Morgan County, Eastern Morgan County. That's new development right there. Can't really see where the outflow ends. I can't see where the outflow is with all this rain, and I have counties on right now. Um, Most of the heavy rain is over Madison County, and we're now moving into DeKalb County. Okay, a report of power out in the Cartersville community in DeKalb County. And again, these storms are moving very, very quickly. The worst of it is probably um, roughly just to the south of Huntsville. And I got some feedback there again. Apologies for that one. We're we're right over Huntsville, Normal, Gurley. Owens Crossroads just got another lightning strike there, and that's just incredible lightning right now. So these storms are definitely not weakening. Now, what's odd is the Storm Prediction Center is not monitoring us. There's our new development over northwest Alabama and west central Tennessee over Wayne County and Lauderdale County. Now I can go to Columbus here, Columbus here, Columbus here. All right, easily winds over 50 miles an hour here, even over Lauderdale County. All right, meteorologists here are reporting cloud to ground lightning strikes in downtown Huntsville. You don't want to be outside in times like this. Please stay indoors until these storms have passed. There is a lot of lightning, probably some hail, and very, very heavy rainfall occurring. Flooding will be a concern over Madison, Jackson, and DeKalb counties, and possibly even Marshall counties. If no one, let's be clear, no one should be on a lake. No one should. If you're driving, you need to pull over, get somewhere safe. You don't need to be driving in this. This is dangerous. There's a lot of wind, a lot of rain, and a lot of lightning. It is dangerous to be driving right now. The only good thing is this isn't really business time. Most places are already closed, so hopefully everyone is home in a safe place now. What I want to do now is I'm going to look at dual pole, and it looks like over the past few scans, dual pole is showing some weakening within those storms as they move through Madison and Jackson counties. Now we're starting to get into DeKalb County and eventually Etowah and Cherokee counties. Officially, Fort Payne is at the end of the polygon there. At 10:30, these warnings are set to expire. We will likely see them extended. Now, Etowah and Cherokee counties are definitely not out of this one by any stretch, since these storms are still producing damage over north, central, and northeast Alabama. Cherokee, Etowah counties. It looks like Coleman, Blunt, and Morgan counties will be out of this one. And Huntsville has put out a significant weather advisory. They have right now the warning is only going to be for DeKalb
A
County.
special weather statement has been issued
For
for
DeKalb
Lauderdale,
County.
Colbert, and Lawrence counties
DeKalb
expiring at
County is
11:15
currently
p.m.
the only DeKalb that goes until 11. This will include Fort Payne yet again. Let's see if I can get that polygon to update. There we are. We're going over Fort Payne, Pine Ridge, Portersville, and Culebran, Blanche, Fort Payne, Rainsville, Sylvania, Fife. Fife, the polygon just stretches over you right now. Um, and also a special weather statement is out for Lauderdale, Colbert, and Lawrence counties. That's going to be in northwest Alabama. And it looks like this is starting to become linear here, right? Looks like this is starting to become linear here, right? Looks like this is. Get ready for some heavy winds, possibly some damaging winds. So that warning is only for DeKalb County. It does not include, well, it's likely Birmingham will pick this one up and introduce Cherokee County to that warning because it gets right to the county line there. So we are going into DeKalb County here, and Cherokee and Etowah counties are Birmingham. They will likely pick that one up. So we're going to go until 11. Just a second. They have reported damage in downtown Huntsville. Yeah, a large tree down. Okay, they're just giving us a significant weather advisory for that one. Central Marshall, Central Morgan. Really?
A special weather statement has been issued for Limestone, Madison, Morgan, and Marshall counties expiring at 11:15 p.m.
Till 11:15, they have significant Central Marshall, Central Morgan. We are. Here's your radar update. Check it. That what actually happened over. Um, Sirens are going off in Pisgah. That's not good. Yeah, this lightning. Look at all this lightning. You, look at that. Look at that. You know lightning is a sign of this. Look at that. What's actually happening? Oh, I'm surprised that thing didn't wake you up. I'm surprised everything's still in that bin. I'm really surprised everything's still in that bin. Probably. Well, those holes at the bottom. It's on fire. No, never mind. My room just smells weird. It could be that. Have you tried any of these? No. Sure, there's nothing wrong with them. Are they healthy? From produce. So they're actually moving into Georgia now, but the what moved over us was new development. Yeah, because everything. Well, well, we have our outflow. We have multiple outflow boundaries in place, and then we have the disturbances. And oh yeah, see, just look at like 7 in the past 0 to 2 minutes, 8 in the past 0 to 2 minutes. That's all lightning strikes. Apparently, High Top had an interruption. You're not gonna get sleep. We got more coming. Look, watch something crazy. Crash. It didn't crash. I can make it crash. Watch. Usually this does. Oh, it's not doing it. Usually when I have both running and I'm talking, it crashes. Uh, Probably gonna get a flash flood warning later. Wouldn't be surprised. Was there a lightning strike like right behind me? See, remarkably, these lightning strikes may have 2 meters. I have all the flashlights I need. Maybe I don't. Oh, there it is. This one. And I got this bad boy. Alright, folks, sorry about the interruption there. I was actually showing family some updates. Alright, here's a quick update. Strongest part of the storm is now south of New Hope. Strongest part of the storm is now south of New Hope. Strongest part of the storm, Morgan City and eastern Morgan County. And what I'm watching are these storms in northwest Alabama. The worst part is moving through Huntsville, and again seeing new development now over Limestone County. Now over Limestone County, dropping to the south, and can't rule out some flooding in the city of Madison at this point. Um, I do believe that Birmingham will pick up that warning for Cherokee County soon. As soon, maybe as it gets closer to the state line, or maybe they should SPS it, as I say. There it is. Just as I said, significant weather advisory for Cherokee. And they're probably going to severe warn that one. Now, that's more on a southeastern. All right, new significant weather advisory for southeastern Marshall and southwestern DeKalb counties. Let's see if I can look on that storm.
A special weather statement has been issued for Marshall and DeKalb counties expiring at 11:15 p.m.
Okay, that's going to be for this storm over. Let's see if I can get this right. Southeastern Marshall, southwestern. Okay, that's going to be for this storm moving over Geraldine and Lakeview, and more of Fife. Fife is likely getting pounded right here. We got a buddy Jimmy Long over there. Fife is likely he's probably getting the same thing I got a few minutes ago. Lots of lightning, lots of wind, and just continuous cloud to ground. Well, we'll say continuous lightning with these storms. Can't really say. It won't take much. Our only severe thunderstorm warning at this time is for DeKalb County, central DeKalb County. It includes Rainsville. The worst of it is probably moving through Rainsville, now getting into Fort Payne, Portsville, and Culbran. All right, now what we're seeing here is a bowing line, which does indicate a damaging wind potential. And we have new development over Elkmont and Athens, and it looks like Madison County, we're really looking at a flood potential. Look, radar estimates almost 3 inches. We're likely going to see a flash flood warning here soon um, from Madison County. Um, from Madison County. Um, all right, and I'm seeing this on Twitter. That is now the third guy to say it. There are reports of sirens going off in Pisgah. There are no tornado warnings in effect, and our tornado threat is virtually zero. Virtually zero. The Weather Service in Huntsville does indicate in their weather discussion that um, a brief tornado cannot be ruled out, but that is not our concern here tonight. All right, these storms have weakened since since moving over the Tennessee state line. They have weakened considerably. However, we have new development over
Considerably.
Elkmont
However, we have new
and
development
eventually
over Elkmont.
Athens. And I'm looking at winds here. Winds are not as strong as they once were. In fact, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back and I'm going to show you the outflow winds. You can see how now what you can see are the outflow winds here. It's not a gravity wave. People are saying it's a gravity wave. I need the most recent data there. There we go over New Market. And at one time we had a few couplets, very weak wind. I'll just call them wind couplets, not really rotation couplets to say. Right now our heaviest winds are going to be over Grant, Gunnersville, which does include Lake Gunnersville, and that was a very close lightning strike. All right, heavy rain is going to continue moving through. Um, well, all right. Samantha Tinker on Twitter reports trees down and water across the back roads in Pisgah. All right. National Weather Service chat reports pea-sized hail at Hobbs Road. Hobbs Road and Bell Road and 40-mile-per-hour winds and continuous cloud-to-ground lightning. Hobbs Road and Bell Road and 40 mile. All right, severe thunderstorm for DeKalb goes until 11. That is our only warning in the coverage area. We're likely going to need one for Cherokee soon. Right now, Birmingham just has a significant weather advisory after that one. All right, power has been reported out in Harvest near Nick Davis. Holy, we got a tornado warning for Marshall County. Tornado warning for Marshall County. Here we go. All right, repeating, we got a tornado warning for Marshall County. It goes until 11:15. All right, folks. We got a tornado. All right, tornado warning for Marshall County. We are okay. We're gonna see what we get here. We'll see if we get any wins out of that one. Um, I I got the couplet. We are right over Gunnersville. All right, we're repeating here. We have a tornado warning for Marshall County. This includes the The couplet is going to move right over Gunnersville. We're gonna try to get a track on that one. I need some coverage here. We need some reports out of Marshall County, some reports out of Gunnersville. We need to know what's going on out there. Get some storm spotters out there. Okay, they're coming into programming now. Let's see what we got here. All right, Marshall County tornado warning for Gunnersville. That includes Lake Gunnersville. I'm gonna try to get some roads here. I'm gonna try to get some roads here. I'm gonna have to break into use some weather underground here. All right, there's our tornado warning. Um, it looks like it's all right. It's gonna be Doppler radar indicated rotation. All right, Doppler radar indicated rotation. Oh, I got our couplet. We are just north of Gunnersville, east of Union Grove. All right, I got our little couplet there, north of Gunnersville, along. That is, let's see. All right, that is going to be over Highway 431, north of Gunnersville. Looks like right over Lake Gunnersville, southeast of Union Grove here. Let me see if I can get some roads here. All right, there's a rotation I can get. It's right over Gunnersville. You got a little couplet south of Grant, and all right, and I knew that one was flash flood warnings coming for Madison County. All right, more specifically, we are over the community of Flaysville. We are right over Flaysville along Highway 431. Again, we have Doppler radar indicated rotation. Um, okay, we're still watching here. All right, State Highway 79 over Columbiana City. And again, I'm going to try to, all right, south of Ditto Landing here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. Here's our possible rotation over Davison Drive, Dunn Road, Saints Cemetery, Apple Grove Road.
A severe weather statement has been issued for DeKalb County expiring at 11 p.m.
All right, the rotation is over Claysville. Claysville does not show up on radar. I'm getting that from, there's our little couplet right there. You can see it. Um, North of Gunnersville over Claysville, in between U.S. Highway 431 and State Highway 79. I'm going to keep zooming in right over Saints Cemetery. And let's see if I can get severe weather tracks on this one here. Saints Cemetery. Okay, I was looking at the wrong storm there. Okay. All right, it looks the main it's Gunnersville is going to be the main one in this path. We have Henry Street, Tom Jackson Park. All right, our couplet is still over Gunnersville, and the latest scan it has weakened. However, it can't rule out a possible rain wrap tornado over Gunnersville. All right, as noted, it looks like that couplet, the rotating couplet has weakened over Gunnersville. It is still there though, and I'm gonna narrow this down just a little. Let's see what Huntsville has done. All right, new flash flood warning for Lauderdale County until 2 a.m. Although that's not of our concern right now. We gotta keep watching this tornado. Oh, that was a very close lightning strike yet again. All right, the rotation is still there, but it is not as strong as it once was. The rotation is still there, but all right. What we're looking at right here are areas. Green is going to be towards the radar. Green is towards the radar. Red is away from the radar. We have different knots, and it looks rather weak compared to previous scans. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you where it was issued, and it's issued right there. When they see that higher sign of 40 knots over negative 20 knots, that does indicate some they see that 40 knot over negative 20 knot. That's a big difference right there. That is when they issue the warning, and then we're looking at
They
right
issue the
now. It looks
warning,
like it's
and then we're
pretty much
looking at
they
right
issue the
now. It
warning,
looks like it's
pretty,
then
but they're gonna. All
A
right,
severe weather statement has been issued for Marshall
they're gonna
County
let that
expiring
tornado
at
warning continue till
11:15 p.m.
11:15. All right, radar indicated. This continues to be a Doppler radar indicated. We don't have any reports out of Marshall County to speak of at this time. Um, we also have flash flood warnings that have been issued for Jackson, Limestone, Madison, Marshall, and Morgan counties until 1:45. Turnaround, don't drown in those areas. Um, we're looking at. Let's see. Let's see if we're right over Gunnersville. Gunnersville looks to be the only area within that path. Um, Locations impacted. It only says Gunnersville. Let's see if we can get more specific there. Let's see. It's going to go just north of Albertville. right over Highway 431 here, and that's US Highway 69, I believe. I want to say that's US Highway 69. Let me get a check in on that one. And on the next scan, it's still there. And I'm looking to the north over Gunnersville, and using relative, it looks like it's still there. All right, we are most of it is right over State Highway 227, State Highway 227, and for some reason the lightning's not bothering me. All right, as spoken before, sirens are likely going to sound in Boaz, Arab, Union Grove, and surrounding areas. Sirens will sound. The immediate threat is going to be for Gunnersville. Now we're going to see if they. It looks. I wouldn't be surprised if they cancel this one early or if they let it expire because the rotation has significantly weakened as it moved over Gunnersville. Definitely a high wind potential, but we need to get some reports. I'm looking at Twitter. Let's see if we have. All right, specific areas here we have Gunnersville, Rayburn, Outer Springs, and Hustleville. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. We're moving southeast at about 20 miles an hour. All right, 63 mile per hour wind gusts northeast of Gunnersville reported. Highway 431 near Gunnersville. All right, Highway 227 south of Highway 79. There is still some rotation, still north of Gunnersville, and using relative and base velocity, they really differ. Now, storm relative velocity is if the storm's not moving. This is if it is moving, and I don't see any reports. Okay, out of Marshall County, Twitter's reporting power lines down and debris in roadways at AlDOT office on Highway 431. Repeating that one, power lines down and debris in roadway at AlDOT office on Highway 431. Martling. All right, we're still keeping an eye on Marshall County here. The tornado warning continues till 11:15. 13 more minutes on that storm. If you're in Marshall County, specifically over Gunnersville, go ahead and stay in a safe place until the storm passes. We nothing confirmed, but there is some spin still with that storm, and actually we have more broad rotation right over Morgan City, west of New Hope. We'll see if they do anything with that one. It looks like the worst has moved over Gunnersville. Um, and that latest scan, it continues to just broaden up right there. And actually, I'm looking over Athens and Madison, seeing some broad rotation there as well. We'll have to see. Okay, a quick radar update. We are Huntsville. Okay, power's out in Harvest. That's not surprising, all that lightning and rain. We got another strong storm moving over Limestone County, and actually this is significant rotation right now over Mooresville. Over Mooresville, and let's see, we're not looking at 40. We're looking at more like 30 over negative 20 there. And we can't really get confirmed reports here to see if it's really broadened up on that. Well, there it is. We're north of Albertville. We're actually getting ready to cross into.
A severe weather statement has been issued for Marshall County expiring at 11:15 p.m.
All right. They've updated that text data. Tornado warning will remain in effect. 11:01. Doppler radar indicated severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. The only hard thing right now is spotters cannot confirm this. It is nighttime, and it looks like we're now north of Albertville. So if you're in Albertville, especially on the northern edge of Albertville, and if you're even close to the DeKalb County line or just west of it, you need to go ahead and be in a safe place until the storm passes. The polygon does not include any of DeKalb County at this time, and unless that rotation holds together, it likely won't. Now I'm going to try to get some roads down here. Let's see. I'll have to use other sources for that. All right, we are on State Highway 227 here. If I can get radar up there, and you guys can't see what I'm doing here, let me show you the other map I'm using at this point. I'm using a Wonder Map, a little bit of Weather Underground magic here. That gives me roads. Okay, we got a rotating thunderstorm there. Radar at 11:05. That is right now, and I'm gonna see if I can get There's a tornado. All right. My concern right now is over Mooresville and west of the city of Madison, just south or just along the Tennessee River. Mooresville, that looks like that is amazing lightning going on right now. All right, tornado warning is going to go until 11:15. We'll see. It's as it looks like it's really broadened up. I'm going to go through some previous scans here. And that right there, again, that when it got brighter there, that is when they all right, they're watching that storm over Lauderdale and Colbert County as well.
A special weather statement has been issued for Lauderdale, and Colbert counties expiring at 11:45 p.m.
This continues to be Doppler radar indicated, and remember your reports override anything that radar indicates. All right, we're still north of Albertville with this rotation, and it has actually. I'm gonna get the latest scan there, and it's very, very broad. It looks like that rotation has weakened, although um, just north of Albertville, there's still a little bit there. Cab. Now, what we're seeing is it's really, really broadened up that rotation. We're still north of Albertville. Gunnersville, all clear. I'm gonna go ahead and give our Huntsville Utilities reporting large power outages in now again it looks like that couplet has weakened significantly, and again I'm going to go through this and you'll see the leading edge of wind there, and then we'll go to velocity. There's the leading edge there, and then we'll skip ahead, and right there is where they issue the warning. There's your polygon as it comes out, and then we go through and it looks like it broadens up, although it is still there, and it would really surprise me if they extend that into DeKalb County, as it's very poorly defined rotation, although you can't rule out some damaging wind gusts with a storm like that, because um, if it stays like that, they could give it the severe thunderstorm and then say it has weak rotation within it. That they have been known to do that. We got storms moving into Cherokee County as well, and they probably need a warning soon. And I'm gonna take a look at All right, I'm still watching the Weather Service. 5 more minutes on that tornado warning for Marshall County. It's only Doppler radar indicated at this time, and it, I just don't see it being extended or pushed further into DeKalb County. I think they'll let this one expire at 11:15. 4 more minutes now on that one.
A special weather statement has been issued for Limestone, Morgan, Marshall, and Coleman counties expiring at 12 a.m.
All right, Limestone, Morgan, Marshall, and Coleman counties. Um, we have strong storms extending from. All right, Triana and Lacey Springs. We're watching that one too. All right, Coleman, Limestone, Marshall, and Morgan counties. We're gonna go. All right. They've given it for Marshall and DeKalb counties. Tornado warning extended for Marshall and DeKalb counties. where we are at DeKalb and Marshall counties. This does not include Fife. This does not include Fort Payne. This does not include any largely populated areas in DeKalb County. Um, we are looking at Crossville, Collinsville, and just north of Boaz. And it's very, very poorly defined rotation here. I'm really surprised that Huntsville did this. All right. All right. Now our rotation is going to be north of Boaz, north of Albertville. Again, if you're in Gunnersville, all clear for you. The storm has moved to your east southeast. We're now looking into DeKalb County. This goes until midnight, and it's yeah, all clear for Albertville, all clear for Boaz. We're now looking at actually Albertville. It does not. Geraldine is not in it. We're looking at Crossville, Collinsville, and let's see if I can get some roads here. Okay, I'm going to turn off radar here. Just look at the polygon specifically here. All right, let's see if I can get some roads here. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit here. All right. Um, let's see. I'm going to get that polygon update. It's very, it's very poorly defined rotation in this storm, and I'm agreeing with our local meteorologists around here. I'm very surprised they extended that warning. Regardless, we have to respect the Weather Service's decision on this one. They think a tornado can form with it. We'll have to go with it. I'm
A special weather statement has been issued for Marshall and DeKalb counties expiring at 12 a.m.
all right. I'm gonna lower. I'm gonna get some different tilts here. Let's see what we get on velocity. I'm gonna look up in the storm a little bit more. We're going at a higher beam here. No upper level rotation. We're going way up here. Sorry, wrong one there. We're gonna go way up into the storm here. Only looking at the polygon, I don't see any rotation anywhere within the polygon. Um, okay. Law enforcement are reporting some funnel clouds. Funnel clouds are visible within the lightning. All right, looking at base velocity again. We're looking at wind directions here. It's very, very weak. Okay, I'm gonna keep the radar up for you guys. I know you guys are seeing weather service stuff every now and then. Here's our polygon. Here's what you guys are seeing right here. That little red outline there, that's your tornado warning polygon right here, issued by the Weather Service. And it doesn't include it does not include Geraldine, Lakeview, or Fife. It's going to be south of you. And at the very minimum of this one, we will get some strong damaging winds out of this one. And that's a good idea. Let's use Birmingham. Okay, we're switching to Birmingham here, and it, it looks it looks like it's too far away to be honest, because we're getting those little signs there. High top's going to be the best one for this one here. Okay, and there's our tornado warning. We're looking at Crossville. If anything were to form, it would be over Crossville. And let's see if I can get some streets here yet again. Let me take off that polygon for a minute. We're looking at Hustleville Road, Ashbury, and Mickville along Highway 75. And let's see, let's get that polygon back up there. Okay, I'm going to go with tornado only here. All right, our polygon includes Johnson Road, Ashbury Road, Pea Ridge Road, McVille Road, Maple Road, pretty much right on Highway 75 and Highway 68. And we just got give me just a moment. Let's see if I can get Ben on here by any chance. All right, and we're gonna get radar look at that one. Let's see if we can. And then I'm gonna look at the velocity couplet here, and it's it's very weak. It is very weak rotation, but I have great respect for the Weather Service and the meteorologist and everyone around here. I have great respect for them, and if they think something can spin up out of this one, we have to respect their decision. And I know things are going quiet around here. The rotation's gone. The latest sweep, it is gone. There is nothing there. They need to, let's see. That warning goes until 12 a.m. That is a 45-minute warning. There's no way. It's I don't see it. At this point, I'm just waiting for them to cancel this warning. All right, let's look elsewhere because we don't want to tunnel view on that one storm. Although that is a storm of concern right now. We're looking to the northwest in sorry, we're looking at northwest Alabama. They during that warning, they also issued a flash flood warning for Colbert and Lauderdale counties as storms have erupted over the northwest portion of the state, and we also have new development over Lexington, Rogersville, and Killen, and very tremendous amounts of lightning continue between Decatur, Priceville, and Eva. And actually, we might have some development over Coleman County as well. All right, things have started to quiet down here. Actually, across Huntsville, we're getting a little bit of rain, and we're getting I don't really want to say the threat is zero for a tornado there, but it's very, very low, and I'm just not seeing it. Meteorologists around here aren't seeing it anymore. All right, what I'm seeing right now over Normal and Harvest is a new Boeing line of storms that extends from Harvest to Hazel Green, and just west of New Market, moving towards Moore's Mill and Monrovia. Now, the next in line, there's no rotation. It's not there. They need to cancel this warning soon. All right, they have canceled the warning.
A severe weather statement has been issued for DeKalb and Marshall counties expiring at 11:35 p.m.
All right, the tornado warning has been canceled for DeKalb and Marshall counties. I'll continue to stay on the air. The latest tech, um, the latest text from the Weather Service on that one is the storm which prompted the warning has weakened below severe limits and no longer appears capable of producing a tornado. The warning has been canceled. Gusty winds and heavy rain are still possible. And speaking of that, there are currently no active severe weather warnings to speak of across the area. We're going to keep watching these storms, though. Right now, the threat is going to be flash flooding. All right, and I've given everyone the all clear. Not expecting any more warnings tonight, although we'll keep watching the storms. We'll keep watching these storms, see if they produce anything else. We have a lot of outflow boundaries in place. We have a lot of the disturbance continues to move through. All right, we're going to keep watching these storms. The threat is now flooding. There has been a lot of rain over a short amount of time. And I don't want to alarm anyone, but I got broad rotation over Whiteside and Mooresville. Um, we're gonna see if let's see if Huntsville really tests it out and puts out another warning. I don't think they will though, because well, it's too broad. But then again, the one in it was kind of weak over it was weak over Gunnersville as well. Hope you all enjoyed that coverage at least. I did my best. I'm gonna close a little bit. I'm gonna close that one. All right. I'm going to continue streaming and I'm going to stay in tracking mode probably until the storms move at least out of North Alabama. We'll see if they issue anything else for Central Alabama. And these storms continue to produce. Look at all that lightning. That is a lot of lightning. And I'm going to read the latest forecast discussion from Huntsville, and maybe they'll explain why they issued a tornado warning there. Um, a lot of reports of flooding over Bridgeport. Report that people are being evacuated from Bridgeport due to flooding. I'm gonna send that one out. That's from Ari here. Boy, tracking storms has been fun. Glad I could finally do this. All right. Now what I'm focusing on is this Boeing line of storms. I mentioned it earlier, and it's getting ready to cross into Huntsville. So round two for Huntsville upcoming. And again, I'm looking south of Tanner and Mooresville, and it's let's see, we're looking at like 20 over negative 10. You generally want to look at numbers at about 50 knots apart. That's significant rotation. All right, 11:30 update. Um, AWP Alabama weather prediction. Alabama weather prediction team leader Andrew Credible here tracking storms in North Alabama. We did have a previous tornado warning for Marshall that eventually crossed into DeKalb County. It has since weakened and no longer poses a threat, so the warning has been canceled. Now what we're looking at is a storm over Hillsboro and getting ready to cross the Morgan County line over Trinity. Is right, that white line there is Tennessee River, so we are right along the Tennessee River there, and that storm is moving southeast towards Decatur. And again, we have a I'm seeing a little Boeing line right there, and I'm also noticing very broad rotation to the west of Mooresville. No warning on that storm to speak of, although we'll have to see what they do. I was very surprised at that tornado warning for Marshall. All right, and now we need to know if there were any reports. And what I'm looking at right now is social media. I'm seeing if we have any reports besides the warning going out. I'd like to see if there were any reports. All right, we have a new hazardous weather outlook. All right, again, Huntsville notes that a brief tornado can't be ruled out tonight, although I'm not too concerned about it. Our threat's not it's not zero, but it's also to say not one. We are kind of right in between the 0 and 1 mark, so about zero point 0.5 threat for tornadoes across North Alabama tonight. And that tornado warning, I'm just going to be blunt about it. That tornado warning really surprised me. And we have, it looks like the rotation has really sparked up over Whiteside and Mooresville, right over Monrovia. Um, we're gonna get round two over Huntsville. All right, and I just did a quick social media update. All right. New outlook usually comes around midnight from the Storm Prediction Center, so we'll see if they wanna get anything else. Oh, nice lightning strike there. And these are some great shots. All right, and I'm gonna look at some of the previous scans there. It's very, actually, it's gotten a little bit stronger. to say. We'll see if they want to do anything with that one there. That's a very strong storm getting ready to move over Trinity, and it'll move over Decatur, over the Beltline indicator. Hopefully everyone's in bed and just kind of watching these and seeing if any of them want to get out of hand again. Now, I'm afraid if I loop this, radar software is going to crash on me again. I'm afraid if I loop this, radar. Okay. All right. Our main concern is going to be flash flooding for the rest of the night. Although there is more development, we got to see what these disturbances, what all these if these disturbances run into anything. Okay. And again, we got some broad rotation almost everywhere. All right, we got circulation number one right there, east of Tanner. All right, we got circulation and, number one right there. A new one right over Hillsboro. All right, and Birmingham is only putting out strong storm advisories. All right. I don't like what I'm seeing over Priceville there. We'll keep watching that one. All right, we're starting to get a little more lightning and thunder here, but won't expect won't really expect this round to be as strong as the other. And I'm gonna take one more look at our ALWX hashtag, see if we got anything besides weather alerts. Nope. Nope. It'd be nice if the ALWX hashtag was used for other things besides that a warning was issued. We know when warnings are issued. All right. Pretty much all clear for southern middle Tennessee, with the exception of Franklin County. actually with the exception of Lawrence and Giles County. All right, new significant weather advisory for Lawrence, southeastern Colbert, and northeastern Franklin counties.
A special weather statement has been issued for Colbert, Franklin, and Lawrence counties expiring at 12:30 a.m.
I don't want to say it's an all clear for severe weather because more storms are likely to develop. And I really don't like what I'm seeing right there. We're moving over Priceville. If we're not seeing anything, we're likely going to see some gusty winds right over Priceville. And I'd like to get a well, I'm using high tops, so okay. All right. Well, let's shift gears a little bit here and let's see what's going on with the rain. And there's a lot of it. Over the past hour, it looks like the heaviest rain has been over. You know what? Let's really take things up a notch. Let's go 3 hours. And we're not getting 3 hours. Okay, let's try storm total. There we go. All right, heaviest rain possibly exceeding 5 inches over Bridgeport, although we have seen locally higher amounts over Madison, and now looking at heavy amounts over Coleman County. And we got to keep watching this development over northwest Alabama. We got more storms moving through Limestone, and that does include Athens. And there's new development over Marion County. We actually got some lightning already. Now, high top is most reliable. I'm going to turn off county names. Memphis is not. They don't have anything for Mississippi. All right, our flash flood warnings continue. Okay, we might get a warning out of that one there if Huntsville gets picky and they see that storm, but it looks rather weak. It could just be inflow. It could just be heavy winds, if nothing else. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some different tilts here. Let's look up in the storm a little bit more. 0.8 tilt, it's broad there. I go all the way up 3.5. Um, yeah, it looks stronger over Flint City actually. Then you go back to ground level, and that's possible something could happen there. We'll see what Huntsville wants to do with that one. And I'm getting high latency responses. I think I'm still here. High latency responses from high top. Level 2 is up. Level 3 is unknown. So I'm getting level 2 data from them, which isn't the most reliable. All right, if any more tornado warnings are issued through the night, I will do my best to cover them. I'll probably be on until these storms move out of North Alabama, though, which it could be till about 1 a.m. before those get out. So we'll just, I'll stay right here. I really don't like what I'm seeing over Priceville either. Yeah, we might be getting some hail there. We might see a warning for Priceville soon. It could be severe thunderstorm, could be tornado. I'm going to try to loop that one. Hopefully it doesn't crash. Oh my. Alright, we just got a lot of storm reports in. Alright, we're looking at in Madison, flash flood. Law enforcement have closed portions of Shelton Road near Water Hill Road due to flooding. Owens Crossroads, Tarkland uh, Tarkland Branch is overflowing from the Bristol Creek subdivision in Owens Crossroads. And I do believe we'll have a new outlook issued, and we'll see if they give us slight risk or not. Hmm. More lightning strikes continue to occur. All right, at this time, I'm going to end my live coverage. I will stay on social media. I will continue to monitor the weather service if we have any more warnings issued. That includes severe thunderstorm warnings. If any more are issued, I will return to live coverage. Until then, have a good night, everyone.